Can you tell us a little bit about how you've been feeling over the past 12 months? What are your thoughts of pre-COVID, pre-vaccine?
I've got a lot of underlying illnesses, and I've not been out. I've been out 5 times in 12 months, and that was only 2 hospital appointments or doctor's appointments.
So I've sort of like spent the last 12 months steering away from everybody and wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So I managed to get through that. So I was quite relieved when, they offered me the vaccine.
I adapted the self-shielding, the shielding as much as I could.
I have the anti-vaccine person. I had an unpleasant do with the flu injection about 10 years ago, and with the tetanus injection. So I've never bothered with injections or vaccines, and I wasn't going to go. But my daughter's had COVID, and she's nearly struggling now after 14 weeks. So I'm spending a lot of time with her, and and they did put a bit, because I wasn't going to have the vaccine, but they did pressurise me a little bit to go along.
I didn't realise that I was stressed or tense, but the positive things about it were that, like the Zoom, going walking, thinking positive has helped a lot, chatting with other people on Zoom.
Right, well, before the vaccine was made available, I tried to do my best to keep safe, follow all the rules and regulations, and then I went for a hair appointment. And the very next morning, I got a phone call from the hairdresser, really annoyed with the woman who was washing my hair. He said, "You're going to have to self-isolate because she's just come down with COVID. She was waiting for a test result and it's come back today positive," which really annoyed me because I thought, if she knew she was waiting for a test result, why was she working? Yeah. So that was a worry. Fortunately, I was okay, and I just carried on self-isolating as much as I could.
The vaccine about 2-3 weeks ago, and to be honest, I was very, very impressed with the setup. I was met in the car park and shown to the entrance door. Then I was met by another 2 chaps from the army, one of which nearly shot me with that thermostat gun that checks your temperature. The other one was taking my details, make sure I was who I was. And when I'd finished talking to the girl behind the desk, I sort of said, "Have you done it?" And she said, "Yeah." I had no reaction to it whatsoever.
I was very worried, very glad that I got it. I went to Clarendon, everything was perfect. We didn't wait a second.
Going to when I actually got the phone call from my doctor's surgery, I had very mixed feelings before I couldn't put it into words. But when I got the actual appointment and had it done, I just felt so much relieved after that I've actually been and had it done. I've no hesitation at having it done because I know it's the correct thing to do.
Then when the vaccine came out, I jumped at it because it's protection, absolute protection that you don't have without it. So yeah, I went and had it done. It was very easy. Didn't even feel the injection when it was given me. My arm was a bit tender in the injection site for a few days afterwards, and it flared up a little red. But other than that, it was fine.
You know what? If I'm offered it, I'll give it a go. And that was only last week, really. And I got a phone call on Sunday morning from my local doctors. "Can you come down in an hour? We want to give you the injection." So my daughter took me down, and it was very well organised, actually. That was Lower Broughton. They took my temperature before I went in, because we look old and decrepit to some, don't we? But, wait to make sure I give her a good answer. So she said, "Are you on any blood thinners?" And I said, "No, only aspirin. That's a blood thinner." She said, "Oh, yeah, that's right. It is," she said. She said, "And are you happy to have this injection?" And then I said, "Yes, I am." So she said what she was going to do was, at the top of my arm, I'm going to push it out like that so it didn't go deep in. she wanted to do it into me flesh.
Right.
So, and I never even felt it, and I have a needle phobia.
Coming to have the vaccine, and I didn't really think about, should I, shouldn't I? It was, go and get it done. I was in our local health centre for about 15 minutes in total, and then back out.
I'm on AstraZeneca's COVID test programme. So the one I had 5 weeks ago, I don't know whether it's the real one or the saltwater one.
I've had 2 injections. The whole thing was seamless. And not only is it a protection for the ones who've had it, it is helping those who haven't had it by making sure they're not going to get this from us.
The staff there were excellent. I was on the Saturday. The army lads were there on the Saturday. They did a good job of ushering us in. I waited down the corridor, and then as I went in the main recreation room, there was about 80 to 100 people sat there. So I wasn't keen on that at all after being distancing all the time. So I refused to go in the room. And they said if in the car, could I wait in the car park, which I could. And the phone telephoned me about an hour later to go in. And this lady met me in the foyer and took me around the side to register and where I had the injection. So I was okay with the vaccine and no problems. I'm glad I've had it done, and I think everybody should have it done now.